Hello there and welcome, and today I'm going to show you how to edit your mobile photos. Yes, you heard it right, we're trying something new, and I'm making this because I make some short class on how I process my mobile photos, and I'm giving few different examples. So if you want to have the full class, just hit the link in the description. It's 2 months for free, and now we process to our edit over here. So you can see already the image on the desktop. I connected my phone over here, the image taken on iPhone 8. It doesn't really matter on which phone you use. Before I was using iPhone 6. I have some examples of images edited even on older version or on Android phones. So it doesn't really matter which smartphone you use, whether it's iOS device or Android device. First of all, the software I'm using Lightroom Mobile. I'm just gonna show you how to get this. So you have to go to App Store or Play Store if you're using a different device, and then Lightroom. You just need to type Lightroom in the store, and as you can see, Adobe Lightroom CC. That will be the one for mobile. Really powerful, and I love to use it to process my mobile images. So below you have tools like crop, presets that I'm not really using, and these are some effects that you can apply straight away. As you can see, I don't really like it. I prefer to work manually. So my favorite tools are light, color, effects, etc. And we're gonna to take care of this. I'm gonna flip my phone so the image can be bigger. And this is the fact that the image is actually indeed on the phone. It looks pretty good quality, and this image was already edited. Sorry, but since I have running nose, I don't want to stop the video. Really apologize for it. So this is the image I already slightly processed, and this was the image before. What I wanted to do this a little bit more punchy. We're gonna do maybe slightly different approach. I'm going to reset it all and go to the very beginning. And first thing I'm usually doing on this in Lightroom, I'm playing with the lights. What's most important is highlights and shadows. So I'm trying to lower the highlights for a little bit more crispy look on the highlights, and I'm bringing up the shadows to get more details of the darker spots. By the fact it's actually flattening the image a little bit, I'm also improving some of the contrasts. And have a look after these first steps. As you can see, image already looking more punchy. So the next step is going into colors, where we can manipulate with temperature. So you can add really warm temperature. I think it gives a little bit of artificial effect. So I'm really rarely working with this, but sometimes allow myself to work with saturation or vibrance. But the fact this image has a lot of colors, and the fact that these colors really suit for this image, that this image is supposed to be colorful, I'm not gonna work with this right now, but I'm gonna go to mix. And this is super powerful because we can manipulate with each and specific color. We don't have too many colors on this image. We have the color blue and color green. So for my outcome, I would like to get the green color more punchy, more saturated, and maybe add a little bit more light. It suits if you think of a natural image, but for this video I want to do something a little bit different and play more with the colors, something more abstract, just to show you how powerful this tool is. But let's start from the color blue, and what I like to do with the blue color, I like to make it darker for a really dramatic outcome. As we make it darker, I also decrease the saturation because it will be looking just too saturated if we want to do it. Other thing you could do over here is, of course, manipulating with the color blue. I think I would prefer more of cyan color, and then I would go to the greens and I will try something different. I know it's not real outcome, but what if we move the greens more into the yellows? What happens here, as you can see, the yellows always look good with color blue. So when we do this with the color yellow, the image actually works better together in the terms of color, the blue and yellows. We can increase the saturation if you want. You can increase the light or decrease. And it's, as I mentioned before, it's different effect, but it suits together. It really looks nice in terms of colors. That's why I decided to give you this abstract effect. After all, I see we don't have many of other colors to work. I'm hitting done and then processing to the effects. In effects, I like to add a little bit more clarity once again for crispy effect. And I don't have any haze on the image, but also we can add this for more dramatic outcome. Just few points. I like to use the haze if I have some pollution, if it's image in the city, etc. We have also split tone. I don't really like to work with the split tone because what you can see, it gives a little bit artificial effect. So I usually don't do this, but it happens sometimes. I could do it. And also sharpening, you can sharpen image. I don't feel the need so much for the sharpening. I'm not doing this so often, but sometimes you could find this useful. After all these color effects, I like to go into crop, and I'm trying to look if the image is straight, and I'm trying to find some point and where to move the image, and trying to adjust the perspective of the image if I think it could be a little better. So this is the finish. This is the image we started with, and this is the image after. I think it's really interesting outcome, and this is usually how I process the image and the software I use to process my mobile images. Once again, if you're looking for a little bit more information, hit the link in the description. This video is not included. It's rather included the natural image I was working with, but if you're looking for maybe more examples and more explanations, you can find it in the description. And if you like this video, I probably will be coming more often with this sort of editing on my mobile device. So I see you in the next video.